Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. It gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great. They'll even distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership.
So it's realizing that your business is going to be built on solid cash flow. Cash flow is king. It's like oxygen to our bodies. It's the lifeblood of your business. So if you are even not, you can be profitable and not have cash. It's two different metrics. It's like a lemon and an orange, both citrus fruits. You know, what you get from them are different.
Awesome, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of It Is What It Is podcast, the best podcast on the planet. I'm your host, Cody Kelly. Look, if you want to keep seeing amazing people like I have on today, guests, and a super fire episode, this is going to go down. I'm so excited about this. You know what you got to do? You got to connect with me on all channels. So first on Instagram at CVMK33 and on the business page at CVMK_global. Go to the website where the best supplements and fitness drip is available. That's www.cvnkglobal.store. Follow me on TikTok, CVNKGlobe, and subscribe to the YouTube page where it goes down, where all amazing podcast material is seen, heard, and felt at YouTube at CV space K. I have an amazing episode today with an amazing person. Talking about a business owner, a leader in her own industry and niche. I'm so glad, she connected with me when I reached out. I wasn't sure, but she said yes, and she came on the show. So I have Kirsha Campbell here with us. Kirsha, how are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks, Cody. I'm pretty excited to be here with you and your tribe. So thank you for having me. And of course, all the amazing work and footprints that you're leaving with your work, with this podcast and more. Yeah.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that. So, you are a CPA, right? Mm-hmm. That is an accomplishment in and of itself. First of all, the exam is ridiculously hard from what I've heard. I thought about taking it and I was like, oh God, I don't want to embarrass myself. So why did you go down this path? Why did you become a CPA?
I fell in love with accounting it was love at first sight, as the saying goes. So the first time I was introduced to accounting in high school, it was just an instant connection. It was something I was instantly good at. I enjoyed it. And then the more I studied through university and beyond university, I realized that, to be honest, this is not just crunching numbers. It's more than that. Accounting is changing businesses, changing lives, and it's just been an fun journey, and it's something I'm really passionate about. And that's it in a nutshell. I think also I was actually doing accounting growing up because I'm the only girl. So oftentimes I'm assisting my mom with managing finances and so forth growing up. So I think it all, they said your path all connected eventually. So yeah.
Cool. Is it annoying? So, and what I mean by that, in accounting, your, guidelines, whatever gets changed with every new president. There's things you could do in 2016 that you couldn't do in 2020. Is it like, oh man, I wonder what new law is going to be added or what new laws are going to be removed? Is that annoying having to keep up with the political landscape, because it affects, accounting honestly is probably the most or the second most essential thing part of business. Is that an annoying practice?
It's not annoying, and I'll add that I didn't pass the exam on the first go. I'll throw that in for you too. However, when you think about accounting is, there's several different areas to accounting. There's managing your books. There's a position you need to grow and be more profitable. There's a tax portion. So yes, with each new government coming in, we do have where the tax laws will change. And it's similar to other professions, to be honest, Cody, where in the medical field, you might have some things that were allowed, some drugs are allowed, and later on they're not allowed. So it's a constant evolution and change, as with everything. And yes, it can be tedious to keep up. And that is why, as business owners, CEOs, entrepreneurs, don't attempt to keep up on your own. Rely on an expert to do that for you.
Let's go there, because a lot of times I call it American pride. I don't know if that's the probably correct terminology for it, but the more I do my taxes, the least I know about taxes. Like, I'm starting to find out, like, I don't really know what it's like. The new words for deductions, and what used to be deductible is no longer deductible. And then when you start operating a business, that incorporates so many different laws depending on how the business is actually structured.
Yes.
And it's like, I don't want to touch this because I feel like it's problematic, right?
Yes.
Why do you think most individuals feel that they can tackle something that they really have no expertise in?
I think, to be honest, one of the main reasons is the cost. It's like, I would prefer to save $50 or $200 than go to an expert. I prefer to save that money and do it myself instead of paying it to someone else. However, the mistake with that is that you're setting up yourself to fail. And even with your personal taxes, sometimes there are credits, deductions you are not even aware. And when it comes to having a business, your personal situation impacts your business taxes, vice versa. And a lot of times individuals just are saying, oh, it's not a big, I can do it, I can rely on those softwares and so forth. However, I will share that my sons had to do surgeries. I mean, several rounds of surgeries early in our early years, and it's something we've battled with for since they were born. And never once did I think, I'm going to Google and do these surgeries myself. I'm finding the surgeon. I want the expert, because my sons are that precious to me, priceless. So a lot of times you're underestimating what's involved when it comes to preparing your taxes, getting those eyes on your books, and why persons will resort to doing that. And it's so much more. It's not only the money you're saving, because sometimes the cheapest becomes the dearest. There's a saying that goes that. So you're trying to save monies, and then you are paying so much more for corrections after. And also, you are missing out on legal ways to save on taxes, legal ways to pay less taxes when you don't connect with the right expert. So those are some of the reasons why people say, I'll do it myself, versus having an expert to do it. And I'm encouraging everybody listening, your tribe and those, share it with other business owners, CEOs, get that professional help, get the expert help.
I like that. I would not allow, like you talked about your children and, surgery, and I would not perform, surgery on them, because that's your children. You love them. You want to protect them. Why would you, do that to your own self for taxes? So maybe the confusion is, and I do agree with you, I think it is price, but I also think there's propaganda. And what I mean by propaganda, I mean, like, there's false advertisement. Software companies basically say you don't need anybody. And not talking about anybody, because I don't want to get sued, but you might have this company that'll say, like, you pay the $99 and you can do all this stuff yourself. And it's like, why would I pay a person $1,000 or $500? I can just download the software for $100 and do it myself. And then you get these, like, I always say, like, the most businesses are opened up between January 3rd and March 5th, April 15th, and then they close.
Right on time.
Right. All of a sudden you see these little, tax prep places, and it's like, they're only in existence for 3 months of the year. And it almost sends like this almost negative information that somehow this isn't a real field, or this is just a stopgap, instead of like, no, look, you can turn millions into 100 millions depending on structure, right? You can turn cost-saving analysis, but because it's not, it's almost seem like, no, that's for the big corporations of the world. That's not for the mom and pop stores. Why is there so much, like, mixed messaging in the tax arena?
It's a mixed messaging for several reasons. Being in the corporate space, I know corporate strategies. I know strategies that we use to keep companies, $1 million companies, $1 billion companies successful, growing, right? And those same strategies, they're not limited to corporations. Anybody can use them. And the misconception that I find ever so often is that persons will say, oh, I'm not big enough or so, not realizing that the seeds you plant now will position you to grow or not grow. So you are just starting out. You might not have $1 million right now. However, you need to, in your way, at your level, find ways to save on taxes. You need to ensure that, okay, my bookkeeping is on track. You need that. If that's not done, you're paying more in taxes. As simple as you might see, if you have $1 in omitted receipts or wrong classifications in your business, you're paying at least 50% more in taxes, depending on your tax bracket. And let's multiply that by hundreds. If you even are making 20,000, 10,000 in your business at this time. So that is why not understanding that you're getting expert help. It's not just that you're going to pay 200, 300 to get your tax returns done. It's that you are being positioned to save a tax bill of 1,000. So you're being positioned to find the right deductions, credits, the right strategy that will position you to pay less taxes. It's also getting insight. How can I grow? How can I be more profitable? Right? So it's so many areas that you benefit from when you invest in an expert. And let's think about it. If those large corporations have tax teams and so forth, if these other options, these other software, do-it-yourself methods were the best, why aren't they using it? Right? And don't discount yourself. Don't say, I'm too small. No. Whatever level you are, you can get the expert help that you need. And it's not at this stage, this is what you need. This expert help will get you to grow and scale and be recession proof. So these are some of the factors that persons will say, oh, it's not a biggie, it's simple. And again, there's so many things. If it's so simple, why aren't you making your own clothes or making your own vehicle, right? Mm-hmm. You need experts.
No, that makes sense. I like it. So, because I feel like small businesses run into this problem, right?
Yes.
Because it takes so much to get it up, from here to whatever this is, right? To get into a tangible phase. And that investment is so draining that, having and trusting someone to look at really the back end is where, I think the thing just kind of implodes on, right? Because it's like, man, I've invested all these resources and all this. Now somebody's actually going to see my mistakes. They're going to see the truth of the business, right? They're going to see.
And to be honest, I can relate to that. I had a client, they reached out to me and they were like, honestly, I thought I could do this, but it's too much. And nothing is wrong with trying to do it on your own. However, be willing to say you need help. There's some things when it comes into the technical world, I know I'm not even going to touch it. I'm going to just go straight to getting help. So as CEOs, as business owners, it's a part of being strong to say you need help, right? You're not going to be versed in everything. And your business, you need to look at your business as not just something that's impacting your life or your family, their teams, the services that you're offering, the products, the lives that are being impacted. Don't take it lightly. And that is why it is so important to ensure you have the right experts on board. And I see it often. Persons are afraid to say, I messed up, I need to get help, or they might think it's so awful what's happening. My state is so bad, I don't want anybody to know. However, let's move away from this culture of suffering in silence. We need to break away from it. It's not worth it. Or this, culture of secrecy. We need to move away from that. It's not helping. And let's look at the bigger picture, the impact that your business has. Your business the world is never the same without your business. And that is why it is so important to reach out to get the right help.
I like that. It's absolutely true. It is so important to get the right help. I think where the dots can get confusing. So there are doctors, then there are specialists, and then there are surgeons, right?
Yes.
And those are three unique offices that can all What's up? I'm super pumped. Just got done with another workout. It's your boy CMK33. Connect me on Instagram and on the business page of CMK_global. You know how I get through it. You know how I get that pump looked. Best pre-workout on the market. www.cmkglobal.store. Help you treat an ailment or a disease.
Yes.
Right? But I think what happens is you have these three modes, but for business owners, they want to get to either the surgeon or they want to get to the general doctor, right? They want to just know that they're okay, or if it is something drastic, they need it to be immediately removed. But the reality is the specialist probably has more insight. I think the specialist isn't as sought after because the specialist, it's hard for them to see how can the specialist get me to where I really want to go, which is to raise capital. Because you think taxes are the review on all transactions, right? But what business owners want is a way for the lending and the tax people to somehow be interlinked, but they're not interlinked, right? And the confusing part is they rather speak to a venture capitalist, a lender, somebody that's actually going to provide capital than somebody that's actually going to review capital. But reviewing capital gets you the capital or qualifies you for the capital. So why hasn't, and this might be a long way of answering, I apologize. I got,
It's fine. I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Why isn't it, or why is there a disconnect between lending and tax analysis? Like, why can't my tax professional also be my lender, and therefore I don't have to hit so many different sources?
Okay, definitely the first reason is that every CPA focuses on different areas. So it's like when you go to medical school, or I'll use the example of a lawyer, all lawyers learn the same thing. However, when they leave law school, when they've passed the bar, they choose what they want to specialize in, and they might do additional courses and so forth. So in the same way, not all CPAs, not all accountants are the same in terms of what they focus on. And as a business owner, you need to understand that. You need to understand that some persons will just do bookkeeping, which is ensuring your transactions are fine. Some persons are going to be more for a certified financial officer, where they're going to check what the bookkeeper did, give you ways to be more profitable, increase your cash flow, get into succession planning, key metrics, ensure that you're positioned to be recession-proof, not losing money, cost control. Then you have the tax preparer. That's another type of CPA as well, and they're basically ensuring you're paying less taxes. That's the bottom line. When you talk about investors, now they are looking for, is it worth investing in your company? Should I be a joint venture partner? You're getting into all that. What are the investors going to look at? They go right back to your financial reports, your balance sheet, especially not even your P&L, your balance sheet. And that is why when you understand the flow and the dynamics of all this, you realize why you need to pay attention to the foundation. It's all interlinked. It's like your body, all the parts of your body play a role in the overall operation of your body, and the foundation of a house. If the foundation is not good, there are problems with the walls, all that. So again, if you don't have the right foundation from bookkeeping, going right up tight systems, efficient systems, processes, you are not going to be attractive for investors. The bank is going to turn you down, and persons don't understand this. So there's Bill Gates. He has, not Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. He gave a talk and he was saying, when he's looking to invest in a company, the first thing he looks at are the financial reports and the notes. He's not looking at your social media following. He's going right to the financial reports to see, okay, what's their balance sheet like? What do they owe? What do they own? So when you understand the dynamics and the interlink of all these moving reports and parts in your business, then you realize the importance to have different set of eyes on your business. And it is something that there's a lot of misunderstanding. Some persons say, oh no, I took my stuff to my tax preparer at year end and they didn't tell me I was losing money or how to make money. That's not their role, right? Sometimes they offer various roles. However, if you come to me and say, prepare my taxes. I'm going to prepare your taxes based on what's there. If you have a crappy system, confusion, then, right, I'm using those confused numbers, those wrong numbers, right? If you say, can you check what I did before I prepare the taxes, that's different. So it is understanding the levels and the interlinked. And as CEOs, business owners, entrepreneurs, it's something I'm so passionate about, this education piece, helping you understand that there's so many different levels and needs of your business.
Like that. I like the levels to this. There are definitely levels to this.
There.
You know, I think we're headed in and you have expertise in this. So because of social media, you mentioned like Warren Buffett, he's going to look at your financial statements. He's going to look more than your P&L. He's going to look at the complete balance sheet, ROE, return on equity, return on average assets, ROAS. He's going to look at all the R's, right? He's going to make sure that, there is some real financial liquidity in your company. But I feel like, and this is my interpretation, because of the advent of social media, you have brands without liquidity, but you have like social currency is being valued higher than actual currency, right? Yeah. So, you start a brand and you get 1 million followers and somebody might invest into that, but the books aren't aligned. Is that inherently
I'll quickly add to that.
Okay.
It depends on how seasoned and experienced you are as an investor. A seasoned investor, they might say, yes, you have 1 million followers. However, it's not going to stop there. You have 1 million followers. Okay, did they ever buy anything from you? How solid is your brand? Right? And how do you know how solid is your brand? It's going to go back to your books, right? It's going to be, okay, what were your sales like? Are you having a lot of loans? Right. So it's not getting into these sensual numbers. It all boils down to that. Like, if you notice, we can say, okay, Amazon has a lot of followers, Facebook has a lot of followers, or a lot of persons have accounts on Facebook. However, it didn't stop there for anybody. They're going to look at what's the share price of Facebook. How has it been growing? So let us be clear that seasoned, experienced investors will not be looking at, you will not be using that you might have 1 million social media followers to make a decision. Because, you could even have fake followers, right? And let's dive into metrics. What's your engagement? Do you have persons? There's so much obscurity with that. And that's why seasoned investors will know what they're looking for. So again, it's just like persons will say, oh, I made 6 figures, 7 figures in sales. But what do you have in your bank account after? Did you get collections for that? So seasoned investors never stop there. So, and again, it's a challenge to you as a business owner, CEOs, entrepreneurs who are listening. Ask yourself the hard questions first. When you go to the bank for a loan or an investor, you should have asked yourself key questions first so that you are prepared for what they're looking for and so forth. When you think about, even with the PPE loan, a lot of persons got turned on. Why? Their books were not in order. It didn't matter if they had 1 million persons on followings for Facebook or Instagram. Your books are not in order. You're not getting the loan. It's just that simple. So let us remember to not get caught up in what I call sensual metrics or fake metrics.
I like that, fake metrics. And there are a lot of fake metrics.
And I'm not saying, I'll quickly put a disclaimer in, I'm not saying that it's not good to have all these followers, and not saying it doesn't have a place. However, that's just like a part of the whole picture.
I like that. I wrote that down. Fake metrics. So, Kirsha, tell me about your business. You're a cash flow maven, right? So, walk us through, what is your target audience? What are you trying to appeal to the marketplace? What is your unique advantage or offer?
So what I do, I help CEOs scale their cash flows through strategic financial systems and processes. What I found is that over the years, coming from the corporate space, there are systems. We have systems and processes to get money in, and systems and processes before money leaves the organization. So in the same way, as a business owner, that is what I'm committed to helping you to understand. It's not just, I got to make the sale. Is it a profitable sale? Right? What's your pipeline for sales coming in? How are you managing the monies when it comes in? So it's realizing that your business is going to be built on solid cash flow. Cash flow is king. It's like oxygen to our bodies. It's the lifeblood of your business. So if you are even not, you can be profitable and not have cash. It's two different metrics. It's like a lemon and an orange, both citrus fruits. What you get from them are different. So in the same way, profits, cash flow is king. And I'm on that mission to educate business owners, to support them to understand that your business is built on solid cash flow. That's what it's built on. No, you can't take your followers to the bank to pay bills. You can't take your followers to say, okay, give me a bank loan based on my followers. You got to have systems and processes to ensure you have monies coming in consistently and monies leaving. So it's diving into those all areas of the business, and also letting you know that every decision in your business that you make impacts your cash flow, who you hire, right? The operating system that you use, your contracts, everything leads back to either cash leaving your business and cash coming out. What will it be? So it's helping you understand the link with all that.
There's a difference. Just because you're profitable don't mean you have cash. Hey, that is buzzworthy right there.
Oh yeah.
That was powerful. And I think that's so true, because I just, what I said, like, don't believe the hype. There's a lot of just like buzz, right? And a lot of startups that are being injected. But it's not true, what I would call substance, right? Liquidity, right? Like, do you really have cash? Can you really take out, the dollar amount that you say that you have? So that makes a lot of sense. Kirsha, where can the people, where can they connect with you? Where can they follow you? Where can they subscribe to your podcast and follow you and just support and, wanted to connect and just dive in? Where can they reach you at?
So you can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Instagram, Kirsha Campbell. My website is www.thecashlab.ca, and phone text 888-521-4206. I'm happy to connect, happy to chat.
Y'all connect with Kirsha, hit her up on the podcast, hit her up on LinkedIn, support her. I always say support gets a supporter. You have a real leader, someone who's really interested in making your business profitable. Not just legal. There's a difference between, the legal entity that gets established and recognized and you get your federal EIN, and then there is an actual profitability aspect to it that the business leaders have to take the business through. There's a process to that. Connect with her, follow her. She's just an amazing person. Hit her up. Also, if you want to keep seeing amazing guests like Kirsha, you know what you got to do? You got to hit me up on Instagram, CVMK33, and on the business page, CVMK_global. Go to the best website with the best fitness apparel and supplements and drip is www.cvmkglobal.store. And you know what you need to do. Subscribe to the best YouTube podcast on the planet, only at YouTube at CV Space K. I appreciate my guest. Until next time, guys. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Cody. And thanks to your tribe too for listening in. Yeah.